what's going on with y'all? Welcome back to another episode, Real Conversations Podcast, presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast Network. We got a we got a good show. We got a good show tonight. Talking about a few things. Not that many topics, but just a few little trending topics. Felt like was important to touch on. Keep the content rolling. First off, we got Tyler Perry paying for the funeral of Nolan Wells, the 18-year-old teen that mysteriously was unalive, whatever you want to call it, in Mississippi. We also gonna speak on Ford rehiring human engineers after AI misses the mark. Also, we got fans and supporters and spectators speculating about Brandy and health conditions and things like that. And we also got Ben Crump and Reverend Al Sharpton. They just held a press conference with Nolan Wells' parents, and a lot of people been breaking down that press conference and putting things out there to the public that we might not have known. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. We're gonna play the first little clip. I'm gonna bring in the guests. We got DJ from What's Good Family Podcast. We got George P. Brooks. You know, he been on the road on the network, man. Make sure y'all check out that first episode. First of all, it's a good little segment we got. Let's get to it, y'all. How y'all doing tonight?
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good, good.
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
All right, doing good.
All right, all right. Let's get into this first clip. Tyler Perry paying for the funeral of Nolan Wells.
Tonight, an Atlanta TV and filmmaker is stepping in to help the family of a Mississippi teen who died after disappearing during a boat trip. Tyler Perry says he is paying for Nolan Wells' funeral. In an Instagram post, Perry says he knows what it's like for families to be left without answers and hopes Wells' loved ones learn the truth about what happened. The 18-year-old was found dead after disappearing during a 4th of July boat trip with friends. Authorities say they have not found signs of foul play, but Wells' family has hired civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who says several witness statements have contradictions. His family has ordered an independent autopsy as they continue to search for answers.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. How y'all feel about that situation?
It's nice PR. I'm not saying he's disingenuous and paying for it, but there have been 173 black men killed since Nolan passed away, and we don't hear nothing about them. But of course, the race hustlers like Al Sharpton and celebrities want to get their name out of the media, get attracted to this case because it's sexy, it's provocative, people like it. But it just is what it is. It's a good PR move. He can afford it. The area where Nolan was from is not a poor area. There have been a lot of fundraisers from people in the area. So, it's celebrity culture is what it is. And, he's just doing what he got to do to keep his name out there.
All right, all right. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. You entitled to your opinion. I feel like you could be right, but I also feel like it's a good thing as well to see a black man in power like Tyler Perry do that. Like a lot of people not even speaking up. A lot of these people with more resources than him probably. So I feel like I hear what you're saying, but I feel like it's good in it too.
Yeah, it's good, but he has ulterior motives. I say it that way. If you do something really really great and you still have ulterior motives, you just have ulterior motives. But it's celebrity game, it's popular culture. It's just just to be expected.
All right,
Yeah,
go ahead, DJ.
I mean, I can't speak to the motives or what he may be doing behind the scenes. I mean, I think it's a good thing to help out that family. I mean, not how do I word this correctly? I feel it's a yeah, it's a good PR move. It's a good PR move, but it's just nice to be nice. That's just where I come from. So seeing him do a nice thing, a nice genuine thing for that family, going through what they're going through is, hey, kudos to him.
Yeah, but I mean, and I'm not negating it's a good thing. But if you really got your interest, if you was really about helping them, you would have done it anonymously. Anonymously. So when you put your name to something public like that, you just trying to get. It's not about necessarily helping the people per se. Just this happens to be a happy benefit. So, like I said, it just is what that's what that is.
All
Mm.
right, cool, cool. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, I
DJ, what
can't.
you gotta say? I mean,
I can't. I mean, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I mean, I just can't second guess another person's nature. I mean, again, I'm not in their skin. I don't know what they're doing. I don't have that type of money, but if I had that type of money, I would definitely give back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I may be speaking from a naivete point of view, but I mean, if I had it to do for somebody else, especially with what's going on and not knowing how that kid died or what happened in the unaliving of that kid, heck yeah, I will help that family out, help that family get the answers that they need. That's just the type of person I am. So again, I may be speaking from a naivete point of view, but that's just my thoughts.
all right, that's cool. That's cool. So we're gonna get back with the Nolan Well case later in the show, but we got another topic ahead of that, and it's causing a big debate on social media about the AI, the future of AI, and are we moving too fast? Because things like this happen. So recently, Ford rehires human engineers after AI misses the mark. So right now, we're gonna go into the news clip and break it all the way down. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe down below. Follow everybody on the panel. Let's get right to it.
Did they fall for something? A spam email?
It could have been in a sense. In reality, what we're talking about here is in recent years, Ford has sacked hundreds of its engineers to make room for AI, which it believed would be able to do those folks' jobs for less money. Guess what? It didn't turn out that way. And what's Ford doing now? They're rehiring many of the same workers that they showed the door to so they could come back and do the jobs that AI couldn't do. Now, many of those jobs in question involve quality control. That is, making sure Ford is getting the results it desires on the factory floor. And it turns out AI lacked the capability to make such judgments. Why? Because it has no gut instincts. And it turns out that when it comes to quality control, being able to eyeball the parts or eyeball the process and make some gut instinct as to how this is going to affect quality overall, that's a distinctly human skill, at least at this point. So now Ford is bringing people back to be able to handle that. And guess what? Quality has gone back up in the factories. But I'm sorry to say, part of the job of these rehired humans is to train AI to be better at the jobs it was supposed to be better at. Not good for the humans.
Ouch, training your replacement.
Bingo.
Yeah, I don't think with that news story, they have real understanding of how AI works. People think AI is going to be omnipotent, and it's not because a lot of people think AI can do the job for you. It can't. It's a tool. It's not a panacea for doing the work, and it's actually more expensive for companies to use AI than it is have human staff. But they're willing to incur that cost right now for long term gain. So I think as long as you use an AI, anything automated, it's going to have to be human oversight. So I think that people need to start changing their careers more into AI engineering and learning about that. But you'll never have a totally autonomous society where AI comes in and does everything. If you think you can open Chat GBT and say write me a 800-word book on something, it works like that. You're kind of naive. And until we get more data centers built, AI is expensive. It's not unlimited, and it's going to remain that way. So until it's going to be a long, long time, probably a couple of decades till we get to the point where AI is automated to the point where you won't have people. But until then, that's kind of what we got.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like we need to stop being so scared, especially Black America. I feel like we need to stop being so fearful of things like AI and use it for beneficial things, like far as starting our own businesses, far as like things we do with podcasts, clipping our podcast shows. It can actually boost our whatever we got going. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like it's a replacement. I just feel like it's an enhancement. That's
Right,
how.
it's a tool. It's like a
Oh,
put.
definitely.
It's like if you're an artist and you paint on canvas, it's like using a better, paintbrush. That's really what it is.
Right, right.
Definitely. No, I totally agree with y'all's points. I mean, AI is a tool. I use AI myself in helping me with my podcast. So I don't think it's nothing to be fearful of. But I mean, George said it best. AI needs a human to tune it up. You know what I'm saying? So that may be a field that people may want to start looking into as time progresses. Is AI engineering? Because I mean, like it or not, AI is going to be here and it's going to play a part in our lives. Now, will it be Skynet? You know, Terminator Skynet type thing? I don't think so. But
Yeah.
you know, you may get iRobot, you know, you may get iRobot, but I don't think we're gonna go Terminator Skynet yet.
Right, right. I agree. I agree.
Okay, but just on another note with AI, this just popped up in my head. This don't really got nothing to do with the topic, but it's just like, what should because we feel like we got an understanding of it, but what about the youth? How you feel like go about with it? Because they really gonna be like embedded with it.
I
I,
think
I okay.
no, you got it, George.
Now you go ahead, sir. No, you go ahead.
I think it has to come in doses, and I mean, and that's just my personal opinion because I you don't you how do I word this correctly? The generations are supposed to get smarter as they go along. You learn from your parents, knowledge, and then the school knowledge should therefore be transcending or moving at the level at a forward level. I feel too much of the tool would be a debilitating factor for the kids.
Right.
So that would create a dependency on it and not creative thinking. Right now, you see it in kids today, like literally creative thinking, like thinking for yourself. They don't. A lot of these kids don't do it. It's like,
Hmm.
I need a phone. Kids today, and it's crazy. Kids today, and I'm speaking as a parent who's in the school system. Kids today, they don't even do spelling words anymore. Now I remember I used to go ham to try to get that 100 on the spelling test. They don't do AR reading no more. I used to go ham trying to be in the AR book reading club, but we don't, you know, we've gotten away from those things. So I would say doses.
Right, and I agree with everything you
Right,
just
right,
said
right.
because I think people our age are going to use AI better than the kids are because, like you said, we did spelling tests, we learned how to write in cursive. They don't even teach that anymore, and literacy rates for kids these days has gone so low. If you can't read and write and communicate, you can't use AI. I'm just to be honest with you. If you don't know how to put your words together, if you're not a reader, if you're not articulate to a certain degree, the prompts will not work. And we're seeing every day this generation of youth is less literate. They're honestly they're mentally lazy. So I think AI will get better, but I don't see this generation being able to use it to its full capability, even to the point that we are.
Okay, okay, okay. You might be right. You might be right. That's why I respect you, George, because you come with that harsh truth, that harsh reality. A lot of times I be against it sometimes, especially when it comes to Black America. I feel like, hold on, you pushing it now, you going too far. But that that thing that you do, you know what I'm saying, when you pushing the line, pause, you know what I'm saying, you are sparking more conversation though. Sometimes it take
Truth.
conversations to
Right.
yeah to move forward. So
Right.
I always told you that. So
Yeah,
but
it's because
yeah,
if you make people a little uncomfortable just by speaking your truth, and as far as conversation, that's how change is made. Change is not gonna come with everybody agree and everybody nice all the time. You got to have a little friction to move the car. So that's all I'm trying to do. But I'm doing it by expressing how I really feel. It ain't rage bait. It ain't nothing I've been saying since I was 14. I'm just speaking my truth. So I want to engage the people in dialogue so we can get policy change. So we can do things that's really not just gonna help Black people, but all people. But if you're afraid to talk and folks too into their feelings, nothing's gonna change.
I definitely, I totally agree with that. With that point, I mean, the George said it. George said again. He said it. He said it pretty damn good. We don't have to agree on everything, and we're not
Right.
gonna agree on everything. We're different individuals with different perceptions who walk different things, different paths in life. So the idea that we're going that it, I try not to take the if you're not with me, you're against me mentality, even though that's what a lot of people try to do. Because I just like to think, hey, they just experience the world different than what I experience. Their experiences may not be the same as mine.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, because everybody got different upbringings and everybody come from different regions of the country and of the
And
world.
even to that, we all have different experiences. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We all come. I'm from South Memphis. Another guy from South Memphis is gonna have totally different life experiences from me. Even though we grew up in the same place, grew up in the same city, what happens to him in his life ain't what happened to me. So, if
Right.
we can
Right.
take their
Right.
divergences and opinions and use it to help ourselves and help everybody, then that's what we need to be doing instead of fighting about stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We need more dialogue though. We need more platforms like this one, like What's Good Family, like George platforms. Like, we just all need to network, come together and actually get our ideas and thoughts out, even if, we disagree, long as it's respectful. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We don't mess with each other. I mean,
Bro,
Well,
what's
that's
the
how people been. Yeah.
I got family members I don't agree with right now, you know what I'm saying, where we just view things differently. But I don't ever look at them as the as the opposition. I just look at them, hey,
right,
your viewpoint is just different than mine. We don't have to agree on stuff. But I mean, as you just saw, we've already had a couple of topics, and just in this brief span of time, we've had more things that we've agreed upon as a collective than we do uh than we have as people who don't agree on stuff, like the first topic. So I said all that to say, and I'm sorry, I get brain farts sometimes. Um, I said all that. I said all that to say, people in the world, they're so hell bent on seeing what we don't have in common, what you don't have with me, versus actually looking at it like, oh dang man, we got this in common, bro. Oh, you like blue, I like blue too. You like the color red, I like the color red too. You like taking long walks on the street and clearing your mind. I like doing that too. There's more in common. We have more in common than we do uncommon.
We sure do. And we got to understand people profit off of their divisiveness. When we fight, people profit. And I've seen a lot of content creators really started back last year, especially black content creators just being straight out racist and doing things not because they really feel that way, but because that gets them clicks. Controversy gets you clicks. And the difference is if you're being quote unquote being controversial just to get clicks, that's gonna wear out over time. But like people call me controversial. I'm only controversial because you don't agree with me. If I was saying everything you said, oh, I'd be your best friend. But because I say something you don't agree with, it makes me controversial. And it's fine as long as we can engage in dialogue and realize we really all want the same thing. Every
Mm-hmm.
black person we all trying to get to the mountaintop. But you gonna go your way, I'm gonna go my way, and I'll meet you at the top. If that's how we need to look at it. We not now gonna walk the same path. Some of us gonna have a harder journey than others. But as long as we working toward the same things, which is basically everybody, white, black, whatever, we all want our kids to have good schools. We all want to have good income. We all want to have clean, safe neighborhoods. We need to focus on that instead of all this other stuff.
right. But I'm gonna just point this out. I feel like our biggest problem as black men, we are guarded. We got a shield up, including myself. So
Right, we do. And we got a lot of work to do. And I've been running a nonprofit Meta Association for 8 years, dealing with black male mental health, fighting recidivism, and promoting fatherhood. I done food drives. I done taught recidivism courses. I did mentoring programs for at-risk black male youth and ISDs and stuff like that. So with that, having that dialogue, we need to deal with our mental health as well. If we don't deal with our mental health and deal with our social issues, then we just running in circles and nothing's gonna get done.
I'll be honest, and this is just me. I'm not guarded against nobody. I look for connection with people. It's
mhm.
just I've gotten to this point in my life where like take this podcasting thing for instance. Jay, you and me, we met in the group. We clicked. We've been doing stuff together. I look for people who's on the same journey as me and who's moving in a direction that I'm trying to move into. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like I I look for that camaraderie. I look for somebody, hey, look, bro, you willing to get in the trenches with me? You willing to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, because that builds a bond.
Right.
George said it.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, what George just said is so true, and a lot of people don't really understand it. We're all trying to get to that mountaintop, and a lot of people don't really understand the bottom is crowded.
Right.
There's
Right.
room at the top, but the bottom is already crowded. Why are we gonna sit up here and argue about which way to go up the mountaintop? You go your way, I'm gonna go my way. Jay, you go your way, and then we'll meet at the top. If
We'll
there's
meet
something,
up, right?
yeah, if there's something I can do to help you get there, I'm gonna do it because that's who I am. I feel obligated. Ti said it best. He said, once you get to a certain plateau, it is your job to reach back and grab somebody and bring them up with you.
It's true.
Now I'll add on to that, and the thing that I'll add on is this: if you're not already trying to move in that direction, I can't pull you up with me. And
Amen.
and that's where a lot of black people get that mindset from, and it's irritating. It's, oh well, you're up there, you done made it, you done did this. Why aren't you reaching back for me? But what are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to get yourself to that next level? I'm not gonna walk this race. I'm not gonna walk this walk for you. But if I see you already walking it, oh yeah, best believe I'm gonna reach my hand out to help you finish the race. But if you're just standing still waiting for the heavens to open up and for God to come down and say, "Thee thou shalt not go forward," yeah, you're gonna be waiting for a long time. I can't help that.
Yeah, and I'd be a little allegorical. I'm picking back on what you said. It's like this: if you out in the water, you see somebody drowning, you try to drag them back to shore, but the whole time they thrashing and kicking and fighting you, as soon as you just got to let them go, let them drown. You both can't die because you trying to save somebody that don't want to be saved.
Yeah, but you know what? Another thing I want to put out there: we need more people that look like us, that got the same. We on the same frequency. We on some encouragement. We need people to say, "Hey, man, keep going," because this YouTube, this internet stuff, man. If you soft, if you got soft skin, man, these comments gonna tear you apart. They gonna talk down on you, your mama, your sister. They gonna say you ain't shit. They gonna pull up to your house, all type of shit. So like, if you
And the
ain't
people, yeah,
community is what I'm trying to get at. We need
yeah,
communities. We need group chats. We need, hey, keep going, y'all. I see what you're
yeah,
doing out.
yeah.
You feel me?
But that's not gonna happen though. I don't think. I think we need to look just beyond people that look like us and try to deal with people that think like us. I think we get so wrapped up in that people that look like us bullshit that it holds us back. Cause all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we need to branch out and get diverse views. That's the thing. We've been living in echo chambers where we think, oh, we now the world don't work like that. The world doesn't function like that. We the only culture that does that, and it has never gotten us anywhere. So you had to branch out and deal with people. See, we made race our religion. Some people have. And if you make race your religion, I'd just rather be an atheist. It ain't about your race, it's about your ideology, it's about your values. Because if you're gonna do anything special economically, you think you're gonna do it just in the echo chamber of blackness, you
See, this what
crazy.
I'm saying, George. This where me and you go left and right. You say it ain't about race. You say I hear you. I hear what you saying. But when it come to them legal systems and it come to them verdicts and them sentences, sometimes I feel like it do got to deal with
Yeah.
race. I
Sometimes,
honestly
sometimes, but
feel
it's
that.
not as much. It's not as much as people think, man. I think that people, have been the boy that cried wolf so long that when something does happen, we can't even see it no more because we cloud everything with that lens instead of taking our time and breaking it down. Just like the optics of Nolan, what's his last name?
Well,
Wells.
well,
They just looking at a black boy with a bunch of white kids, and they going to all these crazy theories and talking about phones. None of that stuff has been divulged yet. Sit down, wait on the investigation, wait on some
hey, but
facts, and
George, but I hear you. I hear you. Like you said in the first episode yesterday. But I have done more research, and the mom said the phone was apparently looked to be scrubbed. There was
but
no.
here's the thing. There have been no until you get a police report and a forensic thing. Because I just talked to somebody that's close to the case about an hour ago, and they gave me a bunch of inside stuff I'm not supposed to say. That's what I'm saying. Just wait. Don't go by what the mama said. Don't go by what Ben. Don't go by what nobody say until you hear the official
I mean, the
release.
person that made him
It
though,
don't.
that
No,
ain't
no. I'm telling you something. It's stuff I can't say it, but I'm saying
okay.
unless you get an official release about something, stop believing even what the mama say. Stop believing what anybody say until it's officially cleared. Just wait and see what comes out. And I'm not a fan of Ben Crump or Al Sharpton. Ben
We about to
Crump,
go into that right now. We about
right,
to go
right.
right into that. So
Okay.
let's get right into that. Speaking of that, so like you said, Ben Crump is the attorney now. Al Sharpton, he down there. What I don't know really why he down there. I know why Ben Crump that he the attorney. He defending
Right.
the family, but Reverend Al Sharpton, I really don't know. I guess he there for
He
press.
hustling. He doing his hustle. That's what he do. That man only make money when he show up to do some race hustling. That's what he do. That's all he really known for. So he went around Carmelo because he knew that boy was guilty. But there's something else. You got a black boy, right? A bunch of white boys come out there, and he licking his chops. He like, oh, I'm finna come up. Let me attach myself to this and see what I can do. Now, as far as I'm not necessarily a fan of Ben Crump, but I appreciate that he's acting in the capacity of an attorney. And one thing I think Ben Crump will be able to do is make sure that the investigation stays above board, because I think he'll insist on independent investigation and independent things so we get a clear view of it. So I admire and respect that. But as far as Al Sharpton, Al just ain't had nothing to do. He just, hey,
Let's see what they talking
yeah.
about. Let's see what Good Morning America got to say about it. Let's get to it.
The parents of Nolan Wells speaking out, calling for a full and transparent investigation into their son's death.
We just want to know what happened and why our baby didn't come home.
Wells mysteriously disappeared on the 4th of July after boating to Horn Island off the coast of Mississippi with friends. Those friends telling investigators Wells decided to stay on the island.
It's so hard for me to believe that he would choose to stay on the island. It just wasn't in his character. It wasn't his character.
2 days later, police discovered Wells's body on the north end of the island in the water. And this morning, there are new questions about his cell phone. Wells's mother telling our Michael Strahan his phone was left behind. And when the family retrieved it, it appeared some texts were deleted and his Snapchat accounts were empty.
I was just like, that can't be. Like, I've seen Nolan whenever he snaps, like when he goes and he's having fun, like he does videos, like there was absolutely nothing.
Police are also looking at this video posted to social media that the family says shows an argument involving Wells on July 4th, but the contents are unclear. The sheriff's department is asking the family to turn over the phone to investigators.
We're working towards the same goal as the family. Okay. We want a thorough investigation.
But the family has decided to do an independent investigation, including their own autopsy. Their son's body has been flown from Mississippi to Washington, D.C. with the help of former NFL player and activist Colin Kaepernick.
It is because the family has distrust of the Mississippi law enforcement officials giving them a fair investigation. There is this notion that, oh, it was nothing wrong, no foul play, let's just sweep it under the rug. Well, we refuse to sweep it under the rug.
Nolan's parents saying they will not give up until they have answers.
He will be missed greatly, not by us, but by the whole community.
He was a special kid, but again, just heart was so big. And we're gonna miss him dearly.
And this morning, the sheriff says investigators and the family share the same goal to find out exactly what happened.
And those parents showed so much strength right here on GMA when they were speaking about that and telling Michael about their story. It's heartbreaking to see what they're going through.
It really is.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah, how y'all feel about that? Y'all seen what they just said about the phone situation?
Well, I mean, until the phone is forensically scrubbed and we see what's going on, I ain't trusting just because you said your son's Snapchat was empty. They get somebody getting their phone, see who did what, break it down, and give me evidence. Don't give me what you think. Don't give me what you feel, because that changes it. Give me some hard evidence on this, because no matter what the end result is, nobody's gonna be happy. A young man is still past that had a promising future, and that's the real tragedy of it. If they find out he died naturally or whatever and just happened to drown, folks gonna be unhappy with that. If they find out something nefarious happened, they gonna be unhappy with that. So it's really a lose-lose situation. A young man with promise in a community that truly did embrace him is gone, but now we got this mess behind it. And like I said, Ben Crump is gonna make sure that they have independent autopsies like that, which I support. I think Al Sharpton just did stir some shit up.
I think just I mean, even with some new evidence that just came out, I mean, and this is something I stumbled across today, and my daughter told me about it today. They already, from what I've seen and what's floating around the internet right now, there's another picture of him that shows he left the island. He was at a party and got into another, basically there was another yelling altercation. So I would say there's still evidence coming out. And right now, the new evidence that's shown with the picture shows that he left the island. So I mean, I don't. It's too early for me to speculate, especially with everything still rolling out. So I mean, I would say,
I'm gonna be honest. It looked like foul play. No matter how we put it, it looked like foul play.
But based on what?
Me.
Based on what actual evidence? Not what somebody posted on TikTok. Not what somebody mama said. I'm telling. As far as what's been released, official evidence, we don't know yet. We just guessing based off some emotional shit. We ain't got damn proof yet. So I'm saying let's just slow
what
down.
if it was your son though? What if it was your son, George?
Then I would wait on the evidence, man. That's what I'm saying. Ain't no evidence yet. All this is a speculation. Just I mean, I've been online researching. You got one person saying this. I talked somebody close to the case, and a lot of stuff that's online ain't true. I thought somebody kind of involved in it for an hour. And they told me I can't talk about it, but I'm like, that's why I'm saying, let's wait and see. A lot of stuff is erroneous. Just like with Carmelo Anthony. When the trial started, they had 2 or 3 folks saying they saw the tape and they saw him mollywopping and kicking them. That shit wasn't true. So that's why I say it. Let's just wait and see. Let due process play out. You know what I'm saying? Until we get official evidence and not what's on TikTok. If you're getting your news from social media, you getting bullshit. Unless you're getting it from independent, news sources. I check 4 or 5 news sources if I see something on social media. And it's just we got a TikTok society. You see a 30-second video, that's not informed. Because everybody's skewed. So let's wait till we get some actual evidence till the phone has been forensically scanned. Until we get something going on that you can say something. It's just black folks scared of white folks. Oh, a bunch of white folks ride a black boy. They must have killed him. Lordy, lordy. Stop being so scared of white folks, man. Look at evidence. Stop being overly emotional and stuff. That's what people doing.
I think my thought process on it is just there's still evidence coming out. I'm all for the family doing the independent investigation. I'm gonna be honest with the information that I have looked up, and I believe there's one kid is related to a judge and all this other stuff, which I'm not going to talk about because again, I don't have all the evidence. I've just done quick researches on it. I would say the independent investigation is the best route to try to find out what's going on, what happened, the independent autopsy. I'm all for that because again, if justice is supposed to be blind in this situation, I prefer to make sure that she's not peeking out of her blindfolds. You know what I'm saying?
Well, from what I was told, there is a judge involved. One of the I hope I don't say it too much. Her stepson knew Nolan was a friend of his, but I think people are making assertions based off that had nothing to do with it. The judge is not involved with the case. The judge has been getting death threats, and they really have nothing to do with it. While the judge has their own sort of reputation, people are taking it and running with it without research and stuff. Oh, judge involved. Lord, that must mean this. Slow down, man. That's all I'm saying. Everybody pump their brakes a little bit because we
So how
did
long
it
we supposed to wait, George?
until evidence come out. And see, this was the thing. Everybody watch Law and Order and think investigation take 40 minutes. It may take months. That's what we should have all the evidence. It's been 4 days. Man, folks need to grow up, understand this ain't Judge Judy, this ain't Judge Joe Brown. It's gonna take time. We don't have any real I have not seen any official evidence put out yet other than what folks posted on Facebook. And you can wipe your ass on that. Let some evidence come out, let things play out before start. Like somebody may had a protest for him already. What you protesting? Ain't no evidence. You protesting water? You protesting systemic racial swimming? You ain't got nothing to protest yet. You know, and it's just like that's the race baiters. That's these folks that every time something happens, you don't see them till something happens where we can be victimized and they can trump us up as a poster child to push their agenda, like George Floyd. It's just the new Negro poster child of the day. And don't use the young man like that. Let things take their course, do the investigation, and let things come out, and then you go from there. But people just such a rush of judgment, man. This ain't Benson and Stable, man. Ice T ain't finna testify in court in 40 minutes, and you know all the stuff. You gotta give it time.
Yo, he killed me with that one. I love that one. That's a good one. I'm gonna borrow that, George. This ain't
Go
Law and
ahead,
Order.
go ahead.
This ain't Law
Yeah.
and Order.
You know,
Oh,
everybody think well, they didn't have this evidence. They did, man. Come on, man. Just people, and you saw this with Carmelo Anthony. People talking about, well, this man, you're not an attorney, you're not a barrister. Just just slow down. Everybody pump their brakes a little bit. Be there for the family and slow down because this rushing and all this vitriol and stuff based on the fact that you might be scared of white folks. You might not let your kids go around a bunch of white folks. If you raising them to be limited like that and you ignorant in the echo chamber, it's you. Everybody don't live like that.
You're right. But everybody got their right to if they want to, right?
Yeah, you got your right if you want to, but hell, you ain't got the right. I mean, you got the right to do. You got the right to be a damn fool, but that don't mean I'm a join you. I just be a damn fool by yourself. I let people rest the judgment by themselves. I just don't interact with them because those kind of people get us in trouble.
I'm a firm believer. I just want all the facts. Give me the
Right.
facts.
Yeah,
Don't
facts.
Right.
Period. Bottom line. That's it.
See, this investigation might not be over for a year. It might not. It
Yeah,
might. You never know. You
that's what
never
it's
know.
looking like. That's what it's
Yeah.
looking like.
But if that what it is, let it be that.
Hey,
You know what I'm
guess what?
saying?
Guess what? I said it here first. I feel like next year around this time might be a Netflix documentary.
Oh yeah, they probably filming that John already. Come on, you know
That's the
that.
sad part. Now that's the sad part.
I mean, my
Well, you
thing is
know,
this, and I mean, I'm not some big conspiracy theorist, but I'm just paying attention. In the last couple of months, Mississippi has had a lot of black death. Well, I mean, a lot of I believe there was a lynching. I mean, not a lynching, but a kid hanging from a tree. There's this, and there was something else. I can't remember. That's made its round on the news. So I mean, I'm not one to put pedal no. Be afraid of the white man because I got a brother. I got a brother who's a white man, and we may not have the same biological dad or mom, but he's my brother nonetheless, who's a white man. And I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? So I would never say be afraid of the white man. All I'm gonna say is be vigilant. Be
right.
Be aware.
Be aware. And see, I'm gonna say
Period.
this
I
too.
don't care who you with.
And I say this, I'm like you. I got a white friend I've known since I was 19. We were the best men at each other's wedding. That's my brother to me more than anybody. He closer to me than blood. I ain't afraid of him because I've been around him. And you got to be vigilant with anybody, black, white, green, yellow. You supposed to be vigilant no matter what. So, they had an instance a couple years ago where a group of black young women went to Mexico and they jumped and killed one of the girls. Didn't nobody say nothing about it.
We
Obama chef,
spoke on that. We spoke on that on
right.
this.
Right. Oh, like Obama chef drowned a couple years ago in the Hamptons with them. Didn't nobody say, well, what the Obamas do? So it's just like, man, folks want to complain. They want to pick faces, man. This is what they really want to do. You had the same situation, but if you put a racial component on it, either way, white folks and black folks gonna jump in their party still looking at the facts. And it's sad because that gets in the way of due process. You can't complain about the system don't work for you, but you're not willing to let the system try to work.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I get that. I mean, I guess I'll say it like this, and I'm about to mess up my wording on it, so bear with me. I'll try to clean it up. I believe perception is based off of history, and what I mean by history is people have constantly been let down by the system. People have constantly seen the system do one thing for one person and do another thing for another person. And I think that's where society has kind of started to formulate its opinion that the system is not working for us. Again, I'm not gonna come out here and say either way, which way I feel, because that's not my thing, right? I don't push my own narrative. But all I'm gonna say is anybody who feels the system is not working or the system is working, do your own research, check case logs. I mean, it's a public record. Check case logs and determine off of if the system is working in your area.
Right.
I didn't mess it up there. I didn't mess it up as bad.
No, you got it right. You know, and that's why we got to slow down, because if there is something funny that happens, if we all emotionally jump to conclusion, we're gonna miss what's going on right in front of us because we were thinking about the wrong stuff. That's a lot of why I say slow down. If we slow down, take the evidence piece by piece and look at it, see, we'll catch something. But right now we already like, well, he was white boys and we know they drug them up to the trunk. Then you missing the whole point of due process. We got to learn to walk along the process to make sure it doesn't fuck us instead of rushing and jumping to conclusions. And then we get so emotional, we miss what's being done right in front of our faces.
For sure. Before we head out though, appreciate y'all for coming through once again.
Thank
Hey
y'all.
man,
Thank
I
y'all.
don't know what's going on with Brandy, legendary R&B singer, but I know she just got some type of acknowledgement in her hometown. So shout out to Brandy, and I hope she get better if she going through a health problem. I'm just saying what
They gave her the keys to the
she
city, I think.
yeah, they gave her the
Okay,
key to
cool.
the city. Yeah.
That's
In
what's
her
up. That's what's
hometown,
up.
yeah. Shout out to Brandy, and we can just close out. We can start with George. Let everybody know where to find y'all, what y'all got going on, and we'll be out.
All right, well, I'm George P. Brooks. You can catch me on Facebook. I just got a book that's on Barnes and Nobles and Apple Books called The Meta Papers. I'm a contributor to AmericanThinker.com, which is a leading conservative think tank and editorial piece. We have works by Thomas Sowell and Newt Gingrich on there. I'm working on several podcast projects right now. And I have a lot of writing on my Substack, the Black Conservative Starter Kit, The Abyss. So it's a lot going on. But if you follow me on George P. Brooks on Facebook, or you can DM me or email me. We can collaborate, and I'll keep you abreast of what's going on. So join me there, and I appreciate you gentlemen having me on. It was a really good. I felt brotherhood on this one. It wasn't all contentious like I do sometimes. So this one was cool, and I think we covered a lot of topics. And I think in having these dialogue, we realize whether we conservative, liberal, or centrist, we have more in common really than what the world is leading us to believe. So thank you, brothers. I appreciate y'all.
No
All
problem.
right,
No problem.
salute.
My name's DJ, host and creator of What's Good Family Podcast. I got episodes dropping every Monday. I'm working on What's Good on the Street, which is me going out into the public in public places, trying to talk to people and recording the scenery and everything else like that. Other than that, I'm always looking to collab, always looking for not like-minded individuals. You ain't got to think like me to work with me. You can think different than me. I'm just looking for somebody to match my hustle. So that's you. Hit me up. You can get at me through J Smooth. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. All same handle. What's Good Family Podcast. So look forward to chopping it up with y'all.
I appreciate y'all.
Cool.
Till next time.
Y'all stay blessed. Now, good night.
All right. For sure. Yeah, I have it, man. Another episode, Real Conversations Podcast. Presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, comment down below. Hit that notification bell for more content like this. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Follow everybody that was on the panel tonight. We appreciate y'all, man. Have a good week. Stay focused, stay grinding, keep hustling, man. It's all gonna work out. Till next time. Smooth. Gone.